5-star plus, KJ Bolden, the #1 safety in America, and the #8 overall prospect. August 5th decision as it stands right now on the recruiting prediction machine. UGA leads with 50%. FSU sitting there in this 2 spot with 20%. Why, Chad, why are we starting to hear more and more about FSU as we get closer to this decision?
Obviously Bolden's made it known from the beginning Florida State was his dream school. He's always, I say always, a lot decked out in Florida State gear. He's had that for years. He's made that no secret. He had a great unofficial visit there in June. He's been there multiple times. He likes Pat Surtain. He likes Mike Norvell. He knows numerous commitments in this class to Florida State. He knows some players on that team. And whether it's on purpose or not, there's definitely more buzz around Florida State now than there was a month and a half, 2 months ago. Is it because of the visit? Is it because of what maybe Bolden's floating around out there behind the scenes with me talking to different sources? But FSU, I think, definitely is a player in this race, and you cannot sleep on the Seminoles. Everybody's talked about Georgia, the in-state school. Everybody's talked about Ohio State, where he has family on the coaching staff. Of course, Alabama is Alabama. There's other schools involved as well, but Florida State is definitely a player in this race for KJ Bolden.
Yeah, I get asked a lot about where I think KJ Bolden's going, and we're about 2 weeks out, and my stance is I just have a hard time betting against UGA right now with the way they're recruiting, their dominance on the recruiting trail in this 2024 class. How could it not be Georgia? I mean, with the amount of visits he's taken, KJ Bolden, with the just throughout the years, he's in the state, he's at Buford High School. How could it not be the Dogs?
Well, I'll start with that. Georgia hasn't had great success at Buford High School. Now they've landed a couple here and there, but that they haven't owned that school. They probably have done better at IMG Academy than they have at a school 45 minutes from home. Now we know Dylan Rayola's transferred into there, but those guys they're close. They don't really get back and forth about recruiting, and Dylan's not one to stay on KJ. KJ's pretty private with his recruitment, but. In the end, if KJ didn't go to Georgia, I think he just kind of wants to do his own thing. Maybe he wants to buck the trend a little bit. He's been kind of tied to Georgia really for a couple of years. He's talked about Georgia. He's been there more than any other school. His mom will talk openly about how she likes Georgia. We know his dad's involved as well in the process, speaks highly on Fran Brown, Kirby Smart, that DB room, getting guys drafted. And some call Buford around here like a mini Georgia. They win state championships. They put guys at the P5 level every cycle. So for me, if KJ did not pick Georgia, it would just be about him going on and doing his own thing, making his own name, his own legacy outside of his home state.
All right. Well, I kind of think it's Georgia till it's not. But in this hypothetical, let's say it's not Georgia. Let's say, today's signing day and we know it's not Georgia. Which way you lean in, Florida State or Ohio State?
I would probably lean, if I had to pick today, probably Ohio State. Just knowing him, liking that DB room, Perry Eliano, family there. He likes the new defensive scheme under Coach Knowles as well. Ryan Day has been involved, and he's been there numerous times. And like Georgia, he knows multiple commitments in that class as well, and Florida State too. But if I had to lean one way between Ohio State, Florida State, I would probably lean Ohio State today.
But you think there's still just a lot of action going on behind the scenes in this one?
Yeah, whether it's really true action or not, maybe KJ knows exactly where he's going. He's playing a great game, but I do know for a fact he's communicating with multiple schools, Florida State, Georgia, Ohio State, Auburn, Alabama, all pretty consistently here with just 2 weeks out until we make a decision.
All right, last question on KJ Bolden. What do you make of his late November official visit schedule to Florida State? He's taken all of his officials that he's considering making his decision on August 5th. He's already visited all those schools officially. Why is the Florida State one scheduled for late in the fall?
To me, Josh, just in this business for a long time, that date means nothing to me. We're so far away from that date. There could be 15 different things change with KJ Bolden between now and November. Let's see what happens there. To me,
Right.
obviously, it's a school he likes. Obviously, if he commits there August 5th, that's a great time to go back to Tallahassee for an official. If he commits to Ohio State, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, then FSU maybe tries to get him on campus to use that to flip him before December signing day. But right now, that date's so far away.
Hmm.
That's just a common date between Bolden and Florida State. They discussed. Right now, that said, he had one set to Auburn in September as well. That's now unlikely to happen. That was just said a month ago. So let's see what happens, August 5th first, and then determine what happens in November down the road. That's kind of
Yeah,
how
I
I look at
agree.
it.
I think his decision will add more context to that date. It'll make more sense once we know what he's doing on August 5.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that subscribe button for me, and remember to check out all the videos on the On3 YouTube page.